back to another episode. Today
Thank
we
you.
are talking about we were originally we had called this episode voiceover pet peeves, like what voiceover artists don't like about working with certain clients, and we're trying to keep it more positive. So, I think a little bit better way to say this is, how do you make your voiceover artists happy?
So that you can get the best result.
Absolutely.
So it's
It's
to
like
help them.
taking out all of the things that make our brains hurt, or we spend so much time on trying to organize your script that
Hmm.
when we approach the script and we're ready,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and Michelle, I think the hard part about this is that everybody has a different process, right? Even you and I, our brains work so different.
Yeah.
We were just trying to organize, our script,
Yeah.
what we're talking about. And so I
Yeah.
completely understand why this is challenging, but we just want to talk about some of the things
Yeah.
that will make the experience a lot better.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Yeah. We actually have a list we're kind of going from here, but and there's a million others. And again, these aren't everybody's pet peeves, or not pet peeves, things that would be challenging. But for these are some of ours, right? And I think some of them are pretty universal.
and things that we see on a daily basis.
Yes. One of my biggest things, and this could be partially because I have some vision challenges, is when they send a script and it's like it's in a PDF or it's in a storyboard. Because I may be like old school, but I like when I'm having a session, I want to print out my script, or even if not, I have to like copy and paste the text from the storyboard into something else, and it doesn't always transfer. Sometimes it transfers with color. Like I don't wanna
And
have
you
to
might
s
miss a word.
and you
You
might
might
miss
miss
a
a
word,
word.
right, but
Sometimes
it's like 7 font, and it's, like, on this storyboard, and I get that they want us to see the visuals, but, like,
yeah.
what would be helpful is to have the storyboard if you certainly happy to look at the storyboard to get a
Yeah.
feel for the visuals, but what would be really helpful is to in addition to that, so that I can actually work from a clean script, is a script with, like, at least 12, probably bigger, but 12 point, and be best if it was like in Word. It can be in PDF. I can convert that to Word, but it's just an
Right.
extra step. Definitely not, oh, not in an Excel spreadsheet. No.
Oh, those are the
They're the
worst.
worst, right? Because you're pulling over
You right?
cells and oh my God, I that makes
Yes,
me
I do
nuts.
not like it
Not
in Excel
no,
spreadsheets. I
no.
see that a lot with telephone systems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it makes sense when you're organizing it, and usually
Yeah,
those aren't quite as long, but
right.
sometimes those boxes cut everything off and someone's like, "What? Why didn't you read that
Yeah, you
part?" And
missed
I was
that
like,
whole section. That has
I
totally
didn't
happened to
see
me.
it."
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so if
Absolutely.
your voiceover artists are missing a lot of words, it might be because of those boxes. I
Mhm,
see that
mhm.
too when somebody writes something in Word because I have a MacBook,
Yeah.
and so when I bring Word I don't have Word on mine, so I have to upload it to Google
Oh.
Drive,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
it's like just an extra step, and
Yeah.
sometimes it cuts off things and I don't see it.
I've had that happen a million times. So, the other thing would be like on the script itself, like I don't know, it's really distracting to see a lot of things all in caps, or like a ton of highlighters. I had a script recently and they highlighted like 90% of the script. So A, I can't print that. And then if I don't, if I or I could, but I'm gonna lose a lot of printing ink. But also like I'd have to go through it each, well, one by one and figure out and what are they, and they're like they color coded like yellow means like really accentuate it.
Excited.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I guess, and maybe it's because I feel like you're hiring me because I'm a professional and I know how to read a script. So like it's like that thing of like, and I get, if you have like a line here you really want to accentuate, that's fine. But like if everything is accentuated, you're just like, you feel like it's going to be too much. It's like not
Right.
trusting that you're hiring somebody who knows what they're doing and that they are able to emphasize, you know, appropriately. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh, it does, and I think maybe a lot of people work with people who haven't been experienced, and so
Yeah.
maybe they've written that
Yeah.
because
That's fair.
not everybody has that intuitive
Hmm.
read.
Yeah. That's fair.
When you mentioned all caps,
Mm.
back in my radio days, that was the all caps, like the 30-second spots and the 60-second spots were all
Oh, they were
written in all
all in caps. Ugh.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
a Sunday, Sunday, Sunday,
Sunday, Sunday.
monster truck.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
and
All
I
right.
think, another thing would be notes all over the script, like you have
Mm.
a line and then with Word and with Pages, I think people can insert comments.
Hmm.
So it's like, here's the script, and then here's this person's comment, and then this person's reply to the
Yeah,
comment, and
yeah.
then this.
I've made the mistake so many times of printing it and not realizing I printed the markup version, and it comes really tiny. It's like 6 points, and then it has all the notes, and it's, like, little, and I'm like, I have to go back in, unselect markup, and, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't need
And
all the notes and stuff.
no,
It just makes it, like, it actually probably will take away from your read because you got too much, it's too many things. You're really
it
Our
is
job is to really read your script, your words, and connect to it. So all of that other stuff is noise, you know?
disconnecting. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it takes you further from connecting. Okay, moving on. We got a lot to get to.
we
Let's see.
do.
Ghosting. That's my favorite. Nobody likes ghosting.
Waiting
Oh,
for the link. I'm here waiting. I've
well, ghosting can
got
be like the session, it could be like payment, it can be, I mean,
emailing back
yes,
information,
yes, yes,
anything. Hello, crickets.
yes. It happens so rarely, but like I think I had 2 people last year that tried to ghost on, they were like a new client out of nowhere, some random place that found me and they ghosted. And it took me like 6 months to get my, or 7 months to get my money back. And I had to fight with one of them to the point of like, it was like getting in touch with them. They had left the company and nobody from the company was getting back to me and they were in Europe and it was just like a weird thing. And it's just like when I finally got the guy, like it was bad. I had to kind of stalk him on LinkedIn. It was like, like
And
it
that's
was
not you,
painful.
right? Like, that
No,
probably
that is
just tore
not
your
me at
heart
all. Oh my,
apart. Yeah.
I lost so much sleep over that. It's like
Oh, I
ridiculous
bet.
because I'm someone who wants everything to always be good and I keep everything peaceful and happy and communicative and but when somebody says, "Oh, we're definitely going to pay you next week or this is going out this week." If I
Okay.
said that, that's my word. That's happening.
Yeah.
Or I'm communicating with you that there's a problem. There is
Yeah.
never a place in my life where I would not be doing what I said I do. That's integrity. And some people say that, but then they get busy or whatever and they don't, and then it's like a month later and they haven't, and you're just like, what? That's like makes everybody crazy, I know. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
that's a whole another episode
I
talking
know.
about hunting people down.
Yeah.
So,
Next,
hunting down
next,
payments.
swipe.
We'll save that one. And when clients say, okay, here's the script, but I don't know what the client wants it to sound like. Like, I work with a lot of in between people.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
work with agencies, so working directly with someone who knows exactly what they want to hear. They can give you a YouTube link and say, this is what we want it to sound like.
yeah.
It's like music to my ears.
Like
Like,
this is the
I
tone and feel we're
understand
going.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
When someone sends us a script and they're like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the client wants." And it's like, I could read that in 100 different ways,
mhm, yeah.
and I will
Well,
charge you 100 different
right.
ways.
Well,
I
that's
don't.
the thing. Like, I feel very confident that I can bring my own instincts, and they're really good instincts to that script, but that does not mean that's what the end client wants, right?
Right.
A lot of the time it is, and I'm lucky in that way, but once in a while you get a client that just it's like they
Like,
don't
"No."
know. Yeah.
And they come back with the feedback is, "No."
Nope.
Alright, how can I work with
Oh my
this? Like, can you
god.
give me something to work with?
Or when you have a session and it's a agency and they have like 12 people on the line and they all have different opinions and different feel and you're just like you just smile and be like because we're here to just serve whatever you need and I mean I do it, I'm here for it, I will do it and usually it goes well and sometimes it seems like it's going to be horrible but it ends up being fine.
And what I would say to that, if someone from an agency and you have had that before and there's 12 different people talking, it's really hard for me anyway, maybe you too. It's hard for me to stay focused and keep that mood that you've
Mm,
been working on because
yeah.
now they just kind of broke the flow of
Hmm.
things.
Hmm.
And it's like, well, I'm trying extra hard to get the flow
Yeah,
back because
yeah,
that's what we do. We have to show up and perform. But it does break the flow, and you could get a much better read by just
yeah.
letting us do our thing.
And that's happened so many times, Jessica, where they get all the people in, the creatives, and I had already sent them an audition. They loved it. They picked me. Then we have this session and they have like 12 people in there and they direct me all over the place. And,
Oh,
we get
yeah.
some great
Little
takes, but then
journey.
they come
Oh,
back to, you know what we really liked? We loved that first read. And I'm like, the one I did by myself and sent to you. And they were like, yeah, that was the money. And I'm like, dear God.
right?
I want
It
to be
was
like, let me
wonderful
do it on
meeting you
my own.
all.
Just gonna go, you know,
Yeah.
knock this out for you. Like, it's because, like, again, and that may not always be the case, but for me, I feel really confident in my natural instincts most of the time. Obviously, there's times when you're just like, I don't know what they want. But in
Yeah.
general, like, I feel pretty good that I can nail it for the most part. But, I guess sometimes they feel like they need to do the
Mhm.
session,
They
which
need
is
to
fine.
hear it.
Yeah,
Some people need to hear it first.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing. The other thing is, and everybody would agree with this, the people, this has been my experience, and I feel like people talk about this, so I feel like it's pretty common, is that the people who want the most, the highest demanding kind of clients are usually the lowest paying. And
Yep.
oftentimes you have a really high end thing and they're super chill. They're just like, yeah, no, this is great. We're off 15 minutes. We're off after the session and they're like good to go, or they don't even need a session. And it doesn't make sense, right? It's the opposite of what you would think, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like, have you ever seen that meme? They show like the client's expectations and it's like this lion and he's on this like safari and he's all these things. And then they're like the client's budget and it's like a kitten.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Right, it's
if I can
mangy
find
little
that,
kid.
if I can find that,
Yeah.
I'll put that in there. But it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that's so true, right? So it's,
So very true.
you
And
know,
every time someone that, they keep bartering me down and in your gut, like, oh, I
yes,
shouldn't take this. I should not
yes.
take this. And then you're like, but it's a slow week and I'm not doing it. Okay,
Hmm.
sure. And then it's like 10 revisions later.
Right, right.
Maybe not that
You're
many, but
thinking like this will be an easy, all right, it'll be easy. I'll just do it. And then that ends up being not the easy. It's so true. And the gut
and then
feeling,
they make
ugh,
you feel like you're trash.
yes. What is that?
We're
Like,
not
ugh.
trash.
I had a client I
We
was
are
had for
not.
years and we had like set rates, right? And they were super low. This was way back. They were super lower than they should have been. And this person had the ability to speak to me at the time. I'm much different now, but at the time, the way they spoke to me always felt like condescending, like, what are these union rates? What are, like they would just speak to you in a way that you were just like, I would never let someone do that now. But it got to the point where I knew in my gut every time they'd write me, I felt like nauseous, and that's a good sign, right? You feel like nauseous, you're like,
Right.
"What am I I'm going all
Red
over, I'm
flag.
trying." Yeah, red flag. So, like, if a client makes you feel like that, it got to the point where I got to a place in my career and also, like, a place in my being where I was like, "No." So, I remember them coming to me and saying, "Well, these rates, whatever," and I hadn't raised their rates in, like, 4 years, like, I never raised their rates, and they were ridiculous in the first place. So, they came back to me and they're like, you know, "Are these the rates?" And so, like, questioned me, and I was like, "Nope, not gonna." And I said, "You know what?" And I said, I said it very lovely. It was very lovely, but I was like, it's just I did not raise the rates. They're exactly the same as they've been for the last 4 years. These are the rates we agreed on 4 years ago, but I just wanted to, let you know that I cannot go any lower than these, and in fact, I should be raising them, um, but but that's okay. If you need to change voices, I think that's
Now's a
maybe we
great
should do
time.
that. Yeah, I said, and I couldn't help it. I had to like dig. I was just like, I'm sure you can find somebody on, and I might have mentioned one of the, I won't
Mhm.
name the names, but, and then like, but I said it in a lovely way. It's been such a pleasure working with you all these years. And, I really appreciate you. I said, cause I did. And they were good to
Yeah.
have. And, and I do, and I did, but I was at a place where I was like, I'm not going to feel disrespected and nauseous every time I get an email. So I don't know what
Yeah.
they ended up doing, but it is what
It's
it
not
is.
me, it's you.
I
Yeah.
was just
This
like,
is a breakup email.
yes, yes.
This is
And
a
I think
huge
there's
client
power in
breakup.
that. There's power in being able to say, because I don't think I felt like that power until that moment. My power is I don't need this client. I'm going to say, break up. Like you said,
Yeah, we're
we're breaking
breaking
up.
up. This is the breakup.
And I broke up with you, just so you know. It was
I said
me.
it first.
I said it first. So But, that took growth on my part and time
Mhm.
and different things happening, but
And
it
it's
is
easier the next
yeah.
time you do it because you have more
Yes.
confidence now.
Yes, yes, for
Boundaries.
sure. Yes. For sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. It's that just that gut feeling when somebody reaches out to you that already you don't feel valued, it's like
Yeah. And
and I
like
don't
you
even
said
wanna suggest anybody, like, I don't even wanna say, "Hey, well, my friend
right,
so and so can do it."
right.
Like, I'm not giving any of my friends this person.
Exactly. I don't wanna refer them to anybody that I know
No.
because the people I know, I don't want them to feel not valued either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And my husband
Exactly.
always says that, and this is what he's always said to me, and it took me a long time to get it, but he's like, think of yourself as like a plumber. So I'm a plumber. He's like, the plumber does not come out and, fix the sink and fix the shower and fix the toilet and do all these things. And then they're like, well, I'll give you $30 for that or whatever. And also, like, if they changed
Right.
everything out and they gave you a whole new sink and whole new vanity and everything, and
Yep.
then you did all the work, and then you agreed on a price, and then they came back and they were like, "Oh, you know what? I don't like the wood. I want white, you
I
know?
don't like that color.
Yeah, I don't like that color. I wanna redo it." That's a different price. That's a new price. Like,
A
these are
new
not free
install.
but a lot of clients feel like you can just redo the entire thing for nothing. Like, if you think of it like a plumber,
Mhm.
it's like and they also don't like, just generally, like, just to do, like, a whatever, studio minimum or I think years ago, I started, like, a studio minimum, like, I'm not going
Mhm.
below this, you know?
Right.
And like, even if they're like, "It's 1 word," I'm like, "It's this." And then above,
Mhm.
like, doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah. Like,
There's certain
you
clients who
you
do a little
are asking for my time.
yes.
Some people have kids that they need to get a babysitter for to come in and record. We've spent thousands of dollars on our equipment, thousands on training,
Education, yep.
and then education and time,
Yep.
years and years and years
Yeah, it's not just
for
one
you.
word. And it's your
Yeah.
time, your expertise, your ability to like a lot of times it's like they want like one word change, but you have to match the levels. You have to like piece it in and make sure the flow is exactly like it's not just like I'm just going to record the word name or like it's not like that. It's
Yeah.
more involved than that. And yeah, so it's like educating them too, educating them on what the process is. And it's I don't know, I like to compare it back cuz a lot of times it'll be the video producer person that's reaching out because the client wants something, but I'm like think of it like if that was you, like if they came and they said, "You know what? We love the video, but we want this other shot." You're gonna you have to,
Be
be
yeah,
compensated for that, right? It's like
right.
I got to go back out, got to find wherever this thing is, reshoot it, like piece it in. Like it's your time, right? It's just about
Absolutely.
valuing that and stuff. And so, and again, you and I are not even like horrible sticklers. Some people out there I know are like, I don't do anything for blah, blah, and they're very like hard edged. I'm not hard edged. I'm pretty soft edged.
Yeah, that's probably what's gotten me into trouble is because I should be more hard-edged.
Exactly, same,
Yeah.
same. I bend over backwards for my clients. I do everything I can for my clients. I love my
Yeah.
clients, like all of
And
that. I'm
most
just
of the time that works out wonderful, right?
yes, yes.
It's really coming from a servant heart and a servant attitude. Like,
Yep.
that's why we're here is to help
Yes.
people.
Exactly. That's
So,
just who we are.
hopefully that what we've talked about today is helpful and maybe keeping your voiceover talent happy. So they're easy to work with, so they can dive right into the script so they can get the right mood and
Get you
feel.
beautiful files.
Send them everything. Don't ever say, "Oh, we don't know what we want."
One more thing before we hang up, I forgot the pronunciation,
Oh, that's huge. All right,
right?
really quick.
Really quick.
Another thing to make your voiceover artist happy is to send them pronunciations and not just Google it and then copy the Google thing and send them because that could be wrong.
Right. Often it is actually.
I've had people send me audio files. So
Hmm.
they'll say, "All right, Jessica, so this is how you say,
Exactly.
you know,
Yep. And it could be
the
like,
brand name."
a person right, a person's name if it's like some kind of company thing or a phone tree or something, or it could be the name of the product. Sometimes those are the way you say it is not what it looks like when you write it.
Yep.
I work with half of my work in the last 3 years has been international. So I work with a lot of companies in, Amsterdam and just all over Japan and Saudi Arabia and all over and a lot of times there's like very unique pronunciations of things.
It
And
doesn't look anything
no.
like what it should sound like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then we
please
talked
send
about, like, we'll go onto YouTube
I know, it
because
makes me
we
crazy.
figure, okay, they've gotta have somewhere on YouTube where they say the name, and then I find the company, I find their YouTube page, with a whole bunch of videos,
You're
and all
watching
it
like
is
20-minute
music.
videos. Just say
It's
the
oh,
name.
yeah, like, well, somebody's gotta say it somewhere, and
They
it's a
never say
video, and it has, like, their logo flash, and then it
you watch the
ends.
entire thing, and then the end, the logo comes up, and you're like, "I'm crazy." Oh my god. Totally.
Yeah. So please just tell us the pronunciations.
Save
We are
everybody
not
time. Yeah.
we cannot read minds
Yes, and you'll get your file back much quicker because we just spent an hour watching a company video.
much quicker.
So,
Yes.
yes. Okay, that is all for now.
Nice save, nice save. We almost forgot the
Totally forgot that was a
pronunciation.
big one, so,
So,
yes. Thanks for
yeah.
watching.